But staying on Bristol, they
Yes.
had a great weekend beating the 2-time reigning PWR champions, Gloucester Hartbury.
They did. And you know what? I actually didn't see the result till later on.
Did you played on the same day? Yeah, you did.
We played on the same day. So I didn't actually see the result till a little bit later on. And I mean, look, it makes we've got a lot of friends that play for Gloucester, and we want them to do well, but ultimately it makes the season very, very interesting.
Yes.
The top 4 is all getting mixed up at the moment, and it creates a very good competition. And we're only in the first half of the season.
Yeah, I think isn't there 2 more games? And then it's everyone's played everyone. So I think you guys, Quins have got a bye week this weekend.
Yeah.
And then next weekend, people play, and then everyone will be on the same amount of games. So then I think that will be the tell of where everyone is, how many points there are between the top 4, which I think is super exciting. And I actually think Bristol beating Gloucester is good for the league.
Yeah.
I think someone said to me, "Oh, it's not good for us," or something as Saris. And I was like, no, but I think it's good for the league.
Yeah.
You can't, obviously Exeter have won all their games so far, and that's fantastic for them to see another team be so successful and not have any games that they've lost. But I just think it needs to be competitive. It's now competitive. You see girls moving clubs, you see people playing well, and I just think that's what's good about the league now, is that you don't just think, oh, it's going to be a Quinn Saris final, and it, the top 4 is a fight, and you have to win, and you have to, even if you've lost a game, you have to try and get your try bonus, and you have to try and get your losing bonus, because you need the points.
Exactly that's something that we spoke about going into this weekend's game, is the bonus point is what we need. And I was speaking to one of the Gloucester girls a few weeks ago, and I was asking, because they've had a lot of close games. They've won, but they've had a lot of close games, and I think last season these are teams that they would have walked all over. And the information that I got, without naming names, was that you've got a lot of internationals that are coming from different places, majority Wales and England, and they're kind of all coming with really good ideas, and they're all individually very, very good, but they're not just gluing just yet as a team.
Yeah, I had a similar conversation with a Gloucester player, actually Maud, I'm sure she's happy for me to name her, but she was saying that last year it was the same kind of scenario. They were close games, but they were just nudging over. And she said she doesn't know what is different this year. And obviously I don't want to get into her in trouble. She didn't tell me anything, but she doesn't know what's different this year to why they aren't winning those games, why they aren't then scoring that last try or having those opportunities where they were having them last year and they were close, but they were still winning.
Yeah, I think part of it is that, we speak about what does professionalism bring to the women's game, and teams are becoming more and more professional year in, year out. Investments going into the women's game, training standards are getting higher and higher. So it's not just whoever's got the strongest pack anymore. It's, okay, so we play a certain way against Gloucester because they've got a lot more weight in the pack. So how do we actually get around that?
Yeah.
And I feel like teams are able to do that. Gloucester have had a very good past couple of seasons, but now you can start analysing where they are good at. Maybe similar to how we used to be at England, that we had a very, very strong pack. And if that's the way that you play, teams are going to start finding ways around that.
Absolutely. No, for sure. You guys Quins played Ealing, and they won 47-26. Your 6th victory in a row for Quins, which I think to see where you guys were last year, I think you guys must surely are buzzing going into this bye week for you guys, feeling pretty high, pretty satisfied with how you guys have been performing. Yeah,
definitely. I feel like, having Ross Chisholm as our head coach, I love him. He's obviously an ex-Harlequin, played 15, played 10, and I have a lot of really good chats with him because he obviously played in my position, so we can see the game quite similarly, but the girls trust him. I had a conversation with Connie, and she was saying how, she trusts anything that man says. He said something against you guys, we're going to try this. Tried it, broke the line. And from that point, people have trust in it. And there's so much importance on trusting your coach and trusting what your coach has to say. And backing it when then you play. So yeah, we're buzzing. I mean, I think the girls are looking forward to having the bye week now. And this run of games, I feel like we've got to still get as many points as we can, because our second run is going to be, I don't know off the top of my head what it is, but it's like Sarries, Bristol, Exeter, Gloucester.
You've got a hard back end. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure you guys have got the top 4 or 5, like as in you guys not in it, so then the top 4, I think you've got Exeter, Gloucester, Bristol and Sarries all at the end, all like back to back. So that is going to be hefty and tough. I think really tough. Who impressed you like in the game?
So week in, week out, Claudia. Is
that how you say it? Claudia, not Claudia?
So I asked her, it's Claudia. She doesn't mind Claudia, but I feel like I want to call her Claudia. It's her name. It's like me going to Spain and saying my name's Ellie, and then them all going Ellie, and I'm like, I said it was Ellie, but Claudia. She obviously played fullback against you guys last week. Stepped into 13. She's played on the wing now. She's a very, very good player, and she's only 19.
Yeah, mental.
She's only 19.
Mental.
Like, I've seen the video when she handed Marley off. Not many people do that.
I do, giving Marley her due. I don't think she was ready, and she was going backwards. But I agree, not many people do that.
Not many people do that. And you know what? I'd never do that as a fullback. And Connie actually gave me insight that when Beth scored, Connie went up to Claudia and went, "We don't effing need Ellie Kildunne." She said at least
funny.
She told me, and then that means that she's not bitching about me. So I said, at least you're gonna bitch to my face. But no, she's really, really good. She's her ability and vision is very, very good. And we tried something this weekend off the cuff. We didn't have to speak. Didn't end up working the way that we wanted it to. But she stepped into 9 when we were in the gold zone, maybe like 10 meters from the try line, and I was on the edge, and I kind of just looked at her and looked into the corner, and she did a chip from 9 into the corner. Now, execution didn't pull off the way that we wanted to, but the fact that we didn't have to speak and we just like kind of looked at each other, knew that we were both on the same page, is very exciting.
Yeah, that is good. That is really good.
And it's, you need that on the pitch when it's just off the cuff. We can both see the same thing, and if we can get that execution right, it's something that we might start trying and training. Then you become a force that is hard to reckon with, because you've got 2 people that are on the same hymn sheet. Yeah.
Well, and for someone at 19 having that vision, that knowledge, that like confidence to do that, I think it's phenomenal.
So whilst I was playing, you doing commentary. You've done that a few times now, haven't you?
No, it's my first time doing comms.
Oh, and you've done other bits.
Yeah.
How was it?
Scary as hell.
Was it?
Yeah. So I don't know if this is like it at every game or different, like, because obviously we get a company in that run it, and then but we as Sarries host it. And it was really good. Like, we did loads of like pre-recording, which was absolutely fine, and then obviously the commentary, so I like put my headphones on and I just hear this
oh god,
and I was like I can't have that for like 80 plus minutes. And Harry our media guy was like, oh, don't worry, it dies down. I was like, okay. So then the girls ran out, and then that like horrible sound stops, and then basically there's someone in your ear the whole time, like saying, yeah, great angle, camera 6, yeah, zoom in, camera 5, yeah, sorry, just an update from the Gloucester Hartby game. I was like, I cannot speak about the game and hear you. It was really hard, and I said to Harry, I said, they need to shut.
Did you take it off? Do you keep it on?
No, it's on, like, because it's through your headphones.
So as in, like, could you take the headphones off, like, round your neck?
I then wouldn't have been. Yeah, I could have, but I wouldn't have been able to hear Harry.
Oh, I see.
Well, I would have, but like, I just think it was better.
Yeah.
And then I like got used to it. I was like, oh, fine. And then you forget what you're doing. So then like there would be a kick over, and I would like shout. I'd be like, Zoe, like space in the backfield, like, and then like in my ear it'd be like, tell Jess to put her mic on mute, and I'd be like, oh shit, sorry. And then like some of the girls have said, like, when I went into training yesterday, they were like, oh, lots of screaming on the comms, and I was like, yeah, I got excited, sorry.
Sorry that you guys are entertaining.
Yeah, so I think it's hard when you're passionate about the team.
Yeah,
like I do think it is good actually that when people do it, they're like, neutrals.
Yeah,
I think that's actually quite good that they have no alliance and they're not passionate for a team to win. But I enjoyed it. I think I'm going to do the Bristol game again, which would be fun. But we played well.
What was I saw the halftime score? 'Cause
14 all.
Yeah, we were a little bit further ahead than
Mental.
you.
I just think that I know what it is. Penalties. We're terrible. Like if I was again going to give knowledge, but if I was looking at us, analysing us, I would just think, get them to give penalties away, kick into the corner. Actually, to be fair, our driving ball defence was quite good.
Yeah.
But we just give people opportunities to get into the game. And I think the league, like we've said, is so good now. You can't give people opportunities to score. And then it's harder for us to then keep that lead or score again. I just don't think that
you
we
lose
can
momentum,
do that.
don't you? When it's so easy, because a penalty will come probably from when you've got the ball or there's a big tackle or something like that. You finally get momentum and then one decision, you're back into your own 22.
I think it was good though, because obviously we'd lost the last 2 games. So I think we needed that winning feeling.
Yeah. And did anyone stand out?
Well, I gave player of the match to Kelsey Clifford.
Nice.
Yeah, obviously a fellow Cowboy, and people was like, oh, you just give it to your friend. But she played well. She didn't score. But for me, every time she got the ball, she made meters. Every time she impacted the defensive line, she made breakdowns. She disrupt. I just think actually, if you watched her, you would think, well, actually, she deserved it. But it wasn't for the fancy stuff, and that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to give it to someone that doesn't always get seen. Yeah, and it happened to be one of my friends, so I'm sorry, my bad. But and also Helen Nelson for Loughborough played really well. She attacked the line really well, and I think she got them on the front foot. 100%. Which I think was good.
And I feel like we need to do a special shout out for the Sheriff herself. Leicester got their first win.
Yeah.
She did put a message into the group chat. So Meg Jones, if you are listening to this, we will now, everyone needs to refer to her as Le Champione.
Yeah.
Le Champione. In her words, not ours. Yeah. But yeah, she obviously got man of the match as well. Her coming back into the league has done a world of good for the Prem, but also for Leicester as well, and now they're reaping the benefits.
Yeah, definitely.